And ladies and gentlemen, NASCAR Heat 5 community, welcome to the very first installment of the 2021 NOSSCAR King of the Road tournament right here on NASCAR Heat 5 704 games, live from Watkins Glen International. It is the first of 3 races for Group A here. The Group A drivers in round 1, 11 of them on the entry list for Group A. And the first stop on the list is Watkins Glen high-speed, old-school road course. They've been coming here since the 80s, and these drivers are hungry to go out there and get the top 4 final standings positions to advance to round 2 of this tournament. They've got 3 races to do it. Alongside me in the broadcast booth here, 2-time NOSSCAR champion Ayrton Frederick. Ayrton, thanks a bunch for joining us. And what do you think of the race so far? We got a great all-star lineup here for Watkins Glen.
Yeah, I'm really glad to be here, and so far it looks like Max Boost in the 1 car is just boosted away from the field while the battle goes on behind him. Seeing a lot of door-to-door action, especially through the bus stop, but yeah, it looks like that 1 car is definitely the best bet so far.
I'd say so as well. This is NOSSCAR CEO and founder Tyler McMurder alongside Ayrton Frederick, bringing you live coverage here of Watkins Glen International Group A action for the 2021 NOSSCAR King of the Road tournament. And live on NASCAR Heat 5 on the NOSSCAR Series Racing YouTube channel. Max Boost leading the race. Won the pole for this race. No surprise. He also won the Winter Heat Series race at the Indy Roval that I participated in, as did Flash 9, who runs in the second position right now. Many of the drivers in this 45 driver tournament participated in that Winter Heat Series event at the Indy Roval, including the race winner Max Boost. And if you remember, he's the one that had the legendary celebration with that Monster Energy drink after the race, and that was awesome, and that made waves around Twitter and the NASCAR Heat 5 community. His sim racing abilities on road courses are very possibly and arguably second to none on NASCAR Heat 5, and he's showing it here at Watkins Glen. And as you mentioned, Ayrton, a great battle for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Flash 9 in the 47, and that's Landshark in the 3. Just behind him, the 13 of Mucka FRR, the CEO for Front Row Racing. Excuse me, folks. No, it isn't. The 13 is actually Even Steven 15. I apologize, folks. I'm getting my numbers mixed up. 2-time NOSSCAR World Champion Even Steven scored in the 4th position. Ayrton, you were saying?
Yeah, I was going to say, that's actually Even Steven Trent Crenson. I'm not surprised to see him up in the top 5, because we know, you and I definitely know that he's a great road course racer, so this will definitely be his time to shine.
Absolutely. He's won a lot of championships and a lot of races over on Gran Turismo Sport. He races in the sport mode races and the FIA Manufacturer Series anytime that's happening, and there's a couple of those every calendar year as far as I understand. Does very well over there in Gran Turismo Sport. He's kind of new still to NASCAR Heat 5, but man, is he coming along quick. He's got top 5 finishes in all 3 of NOSSCAR's major series already. A little bit deeper in the field, hunt for car 11, the 00 Chevy Camaro, looking pretty strong here. He's got a challenger. It's Mucka FRR in the 2. I made a mistake earlier mentioning that Mucka was in the 13. He is not, folks. He qualified strong for this race, up in 2nd, but a bit of a rough start for him. He's one heck of a talented driver here on these NASCAR Heat games. Doesn't participate in the Pro League stuff, but if he did, he would definitely be on everyone's radar for being picked for the Pro League. I guarantee it. And he's right behind that 00 car, not giving up. Impressed with Landshark. Holding it down in the 3rd spot. He got a little loose there coming out of the bus stop. He's under fire again from the 13 of Even Steven. And the key thing about this is, folks, so we should explain the rules a little bit for the King of the Road tournament. 45 drivers from 5 countries are entered. Countries like Canada, USA, Great Britain, France, and Mexico are all being represented for this tournament, and all of them are very skilled road course ringers on NASCAR Heat games and have been for quite some time, most of them. And that includes some pro leaguers, that includes some showcase drivers from NASCAR Heat 4. It includes a lot of very talented sim racers on the road courses. 45 drivers enter the events, 4 different groups, 11 drivers in most of the groups, 12 in one of them, and the top 4 in the final standings after the 3 races in round 1 advance to round 2. That would be 16 drivers in total, and then we take the 2 highest drivers based on fastest race laps in those 3 round 1 races. amongst all the 28 drivers who get eliminated in round 1, and they advance to round 2 as well. So 18 drivers in total from the 45 will advance to round 2, and then we will have only 8 drivers for the final round of the Charlotte Roval next week on April 21st, Wednesday, April 21st. We're watching Max Boost in the number 1 Chevy Camaro lead the way here at Watkins Glen International.
Thing I'm interested to see is that we've got a couple races every night for each group, and I'm interested to see if there's any, close door-to-door, maybe making contact battles between guys. If maybe some emotions and tempers will carry over into the next race of the night, and I'll see if there's any short alliances or rivalries that are made among the drivers tonight.
Very good point, honestly, and it could carry over also to the last chance qualifier. All drivers that get eliminated in round 2 have a shot to enter the last chance qualifier race, and that would be a total of 12 drivers, I believe, in that event, and only 2 of them advance to the round of 8, the final round at the Charlotte Roval. So you're right, Ayrton, that's a great point. Could see some fireworks fly throughout the rounds, and they could carry over. Max Boost still leads. Flash 9 running in second, 2020 NASCAR Platinum Cup Series champion. Second in the point standings this season, but would still be the points leader for 2021 Platinum Cup if he didn't miss those 2 races. And he's looking strong here at Watkins Glen, qualified 4th, and he's up to second in the number 47 Chevy Camaro. Using every inch of this racetrack. He got the left sides in the grass a little bit there coming down the front straight, but there's no harm in doing that. Might even find some speed out there. Ayrton, you know all about that. You've completed a couple of passes going through the grass.
Yeah, on road courses, it's all about finding any inch of space you can find, and especially if you're trying to hot lap like Flash looks like he's doing, because like you said, fastest laps might have to be your way into the next round if you can't get it done on points. So interesting to see, because it's easy to get spread out on road courses. Interesting to see who might get a little discouraged by falling behind and not put down some hot laps instead. But yeah, passing in the grass, we'll definitely see a lot of that throughout the tournament, because these guys are hungry to prove themselves on the road courses, and I'm sure they'll find any way to get up to the front.
I'm sure they will, you're right. And we're seeing here the 34 of Bad Brad. I've heard great things about him. Dominates in the couple of leagues that he runs in, but mostly on the ovals. And I was told by a couple of friends of his that he's not necessarily a road course ringer, but when I heard about all of his wins and accomplishments on the ovals, I wanted to see him compete here in this tournament, and so far he's doing pretty good. He's not running where he would want to be. I believe he scored in the 9th position in the number 34 Ford. Got a little bit of front end damage as well, but a lot of time to bounce back. It's a 22 lap race. We've only burned about 6 or 7 here. They're all chasing Max Boost. There's a good battle still between Mucka and the 2. The 0-0 there, and the 0-0 driven by Hunt for Car 11. And we should give a call to the 36 Ford Mustang as well, one of the 2 Canadians in this tournament, aka Rubbernecker, 6th in the NOSSCAR Platinum Cup Series point standings right now. A little bit of front end damage as well as he heads into turn 1. A lot of time to bounce back for a lot of these drivers that are running a little bit deeper down the running order, including Rumble Strip in the number 66 Ford. It's been all Max Boost so far, Ayrton. What are you seeing that he's doing so right that maybe he's able to pull away from the field so well? And keep in mind, he's arguably the very best on the road courses on this game.
He's just been consistent, and he hasn't really messed up any sort of groove. He's following the same sort of line every single lap, and that's the key thing on these road courses, is running road courses, especially when you're out by yourself, is just finding the consistency, finding that groove that you're comfortable with, and he's just been glued to a certain sort of line.
One of the true masters, folks. One of the true road course ringers. One of the very best. Max Boost 27 here on NASCAR Heat 5, putting on a racing clinic here in the very first installment of the King of the Road Tournament. Group A races, all 3 of them, tonight here on the NASCAR Series Racing YouTube channel. Tune in all night long to catch all the action. We have Mid-Ohio after this. We have Road America for the main event. Top 4 in the final standings advance to round 2. And these drivers who don't advance, like you mentioned, Ayrton, they can still punch their ticket into round 2 based on fastest race laps in these 3 round 1 races. So even if you are running 5th on back, there's still something to be said. If you could just go out there and lay down a couple of hot laps, might even be smart to come in, take 4 tires, no fuel, and try to run a hot lap at the end of this race.
Yeah, definitely. I was going to say, if you're one of those guys back in 7th, 8th, further on back, what do you have to lose? Especially if you have damage or something. You might want to come in with just maybe 5-6 laps left, fix the damage, get some new tires, and just kind of Formula 1 strategy just to get the fastest lap.
Yeah, that bonus point, as you would mention. Yeah, exactly. Follow along here with Even Steven in the 13 car. He's off to a pretty good start here. As I mentioned, brand new to the NASCAR Heat games, but coming along very quickly. 2-time NOSSCAR world champion on Gran Turismo Sport, and running 4th here at Watkins Glen. Has top 5 finishes in all 3 of NOSSCAR's major 3 series on the NASCAR Heat games. Didn't take him too long. Most of those came on road courses, but some of them didn't. He's coming along very quickly. Hunt for car 11 in the 00, not too far behind him. Going through the right-hand turn after the bus stop now. And he's still got the 2 car of Mucka FRR in hot pursuit right behind him. Mucka off to a great start in the NOSSCAR Platinum Cup Series as well this season, up to 5th in the point standings. 1 win, locked into the playoffs. And he's off to a decent start here for the King of the Road tournament. Rubbernecker doing everything he can. Rumble Strip falling a little bit behind. He's now got the race leader just behind him. Max had to grab a handful of steering wheel and a foot full of brake pedal there to slow that number 1 Chevy down. Now Rumble Strip sees what's going on, and he's going to go wide intentionally. And he actually lifted quite a bit as well to let Max Boost go by.
Great respectful driving by the 66, and I saw the 1 going to the grass there in the bus stop a little bit, and that, I was going to say, that's the first time I've seen really anybody, especially up front, hit the grass in the bus stop. Sometimes it can be advantageous to cut the bus stop a little bit, but it's really risky. Can easily spin out if you catch too much dirt. So that could be one of the main reasons this 1 car is so far out front, is he's not really taking a risky line, just a smooth, fast line.
Very good point. And there's a lot to be said for that, exactly, because if you're making minimal mistakes and you have a big lead the way that you do right now, you don't need to push hard. You can let the others try to push hard to try to run you down, and that's what leads to the mistakes being made. Yeah, no need for Max Boost to push any harder than he already is. He's got a commanding lead over the 2nd place running Flash 9, and we should mention that AKA Rubbernecker, the Canadian in Group A, comes to pit road in the number 36 Ford Mustang and leaves pit road after getting service. Now, folks, on your screens here, it doesn't appear that he's got any repairs done to that car. It still appears that he has damage, but I think that that's just what we can see. I guarantee you he took the time to repair the car under that pit stop. Rubbernecker might be thinking fastest lap strategy like we were talking about, Ayrton.
Yes, sir. It's getting to the point, probably a little past halfway now, where you're going to start feeling a little bit of tire wear. Not boosted tire wear, no stages, cautions, or anything, so tire wear won't be too much of an issue, at least until the very end of the race. So the fresh tires and repairing the damage would definitely be a good idea if you're far back and just want to get a fastest lap.
Absolutely, and these drivers are on the preset sliders, we should mention, folks, so there's really no way to start saving your tires. It really depends on what slider you choose before the race, and then if you come to pit road, then maybe you can make an adjustment or two to try to help those tires, but even then you're limited with no full custom setup options here. And just a rundown on the field, still Flash 9 runs in 2nd, Landshark running in 3rd. There you see the gap between them. It's almost the full length of the straightaway leading to the bus stop, and running in the 4th position is still Even Steven in the 13.
Yeah, that 13 car, I think he had an issue at turn 1 because he's got some damage, I believe, and now the 5th and 6th place cars rather are right on his back bumper, so this could get very feisty for 4th place.
Yes, it could. Wow, you're right. Some front end damage there for the world champ, and yeah, he's got his hands full now. He has to go into the right
zero in the wall.
Oh, you're right. Hunt for car 11 was doing a fantastic job. Drove all the way up there into the top 5, and he was just about to challenge Even Steven for the 4th position. Got a little loose coming out of the bus stop, and oh, he's still a little loose as he comes out of the right-hander there. Wow, Ayrton, you saw that. He had to grab a handful of steering wheel there.
Yeah, he hit that grass on the exit of the bus stop, and it just kind of sucks you around going into the carousel, and that's probably exactly what happened. And he's still looking real out of shape, so that damage might be affecting the handling of the 00 Chevy. So he might want to take the chance of pitting and going for the fastest lap at this point.
At this point, maybe, but then again, I think that he's got pretty decent track position. I know that he's in front of Bad Brad, and I know he's in front of Rumble Strip. He's in front of AKA Rubbernecker, who's already been to pit road in the 36 car. So, I don't know. It's kind of a toss-up here. You do want the points, but then again, you do want that fastest race lap.
Yeah, he's right in that bubble of just outside the top 5, because it's not a big field, so he's right in that tough decision-making spot. And meanwhile, up for 4th place, the 2 just got around even Steven, so the 13's definitely looking out of shape as well with his damage.
Yes, sir, and the damage starting to take its toll a little bit for the 2-time NASCAR World Champ in the 13. He loses the 4th position to Mucka FRR, the Front Row Racing CEO, and holding tryouts these past 2 or 3 Sundays. Don't know if they're completely done or not, but if they're not, definitely shoot a message to Mucka if you're interested in running in his Cup Series. Great program over there, and showing his skills here on the road courses here tonight. The first installment of the King of the Road tournament for the Group A drivers, first race of the night, and it's off to a great start. Honestly, Ayrton, for the most part, these drivers are aiming for those top 4 finishes to try to keep themselves in the top 4 in the point standings after each race, and they've only got 3 races to do it.
Yeah, definitely. Top 4 is the most comfortable place to be. If you're 5th, 6th, it might come to you with consistency, but like we mentioned with the 00, he's right in that bubble of he's probably not going to catch him with all that damage, but anything could happen in front of you. We saw with him in the 13 that anybody can make a mistake at any point, so definitely just riding as comfortable as he can, making no mistakes like we're seeing in the 1 car, and the finishes will come, but in such a short little schedule for each round, it's going to be interesting to see the decision making in some of these guys.
Couldn't have said it better myself. The 00 car has actually got his hands full with the 36 and the 34. AKA Rubbernecker has 4 fresh Goodyear Eagles, and Bad Brad in the 34 is hauling the mail right now. Both of those Fords are nose to tail, and they appear to be gaining ground once in a while on the 00. I don't know, it's hard to say. They're right there, and this could be a 3-car battle if the 00 of Hunt for Car 11 makes one little minor mistake here at Watkins Glen.
Definitely, and Bad Brad's going to the inside of the 36, so now he's going to take that spot, which I believe, I want to say 7th, so he's going to have a shot at the 00 now.
Wow, interesting. That's crazy. Yeah, and you're right, it was for 7th, and I'm shocked, though, because the 36, we know, has the 4 fresh Goodyear Eagles, so either Bad Brad has this road course really figured out, or maybe the 36 has suffered more damage that we didn't see. See, on my screen, he has damage still, but I think that that's just simply what we can see and not what he can see. I think that he's got a clean car. I don't know, might be struggling with the handling at this point. And a lot of these drivers have a lot going through their minds. You're right, we don't have too many laps left in this race. We're past the halfway mark. Max Boost is leading the race. He's going to win this thing unless something crazy happens. Flash 9 has a firm hold on 2nd. Land Shark in the 3 runs in 3rd, and he was with Flash 9 for quite some time. Now he's lost a bit of ground to him. It's almost the full length of the straightaway that leads to the bus stop now. And the driver running in 4th, Mucka FRR in the 2. There you see him. He's heading up through the S's towards the bus stop now. Just behind him, even Steven in the 13. He scored in the 5th position, and now working his way up the hill as well. So that's your top 5 at Watkins Glen.
Back in 6th place, we're side by side. Bad Brad's on the outside of the 00. Looks like the 00 is going to let him go. And yep, 34 car just in 2 laps has taken 2 spots.
Good for him. Yeah, he's working his way back through the field. We saw him make a mistake early in the race, and he's had to play catch-up ever since, and now he's worked his way all the way up into the 6th position, passing the 00 and passing the 36. Hunt for Car 11. Strong race all race long, but now he's under pressure here with the 36 and the 34. They both just worked their way around him. Can he rebound here and claim 1 or 2 of these spots back? It's a good 3-car battle as they head through the final couple of corners here on this race course.
If you're that 00 car, it's definitely getting very... Oh, a little bit of contact back there for, what is that, 7th now. 00, he's going to be hoping that the 36, 34 might have a little incident of their own so we can sneak back by him, but at the same time, he's so far back now, and with all that damage, he's definitely struggling, so it might be getting close to the point where he says, I'm just going to go for that fastest lap.
I think that that's what I would do if I know that there's no hope. I know it's only the first race of the round, but I think that that's what I would do at this point. I don't know. It's a tough call.
36 just hit the wall on the exit of the S's, and 00 gets that spot back.
Wow, see, that's how quick it can all change. I changed my camera for a matter of moments there, and we change it back, and now AKA Rubbernecker has lost a spot, and he's got his work cut out for him if he wants to get back up there and challenge with those two cars, the 34 of Bad Brad and the 00 of Hunt for Car 11. And also keep in mind, Ayrton, here comes the race leader. Max Boost is not very far behind all three of these cars. That's going to make it interesting.
Definitely. If he catches them before the end of the race, it'll be interesting to see, because these guys all have their own races to worry about. We'll see if they let him go nice and clean, or if they're going to race him to keep their own track position.
They all got the grass coming out of the final turn there. That was exciting stuff as they head into turn one here. Max Boost running using every inch of this racetrack to get every bit of speed he can. Very smooth, very look at the technique that he has every corner that he goes through at Watkins Glen. The number 1 Chevy Camaro is moving. Looks a lot like it did at the Indy Roval for the Winter Heat Series race, but he's got 4 cars now, not too far in front of him. We should actually check in on Even Steven in the 13, because now he is suddenly being caught by these drivers running behind him. Even Steven scored in the 5th position, and the drivers running 6th, 7th, and 8th are all gaining ground on him. Could see a great battle for the top 5 spot.
Definitely, and Rubbernecker let the one of Boost right on by in the carousel. Nice, clean blue flag move, and just like that, 36 did lose a little bit of track position, but if he keeps his head down, he can catch back up to the 00.
Very respectful move by AKA Rubbernecker, one of the 2 Canadian drivers in the tournament, and always a respectful, professional driver, and brings a good attitude to the NASCAR Platinum Cup Series races when he comes there. And he was in 4th in the point standings last year when he had to step away from full-time competition. This year, he's 6th in the point standings, and he's missed 2 races this year, so he's pretty much picking up where he left off.
I believe the 1 car just took the checker flag, so race is over at the line this time, so Rubbernecker's going to have to settle for 8th, I believe. And
you're right. The checkered flag has been shown to the Group A drivers here for the King of the Road tournament. The first race in the round 1 Group A for the King of the Road is in the history books at Watkins Glen International, NASCAR Heat 5, and it's Max Boost 27 picking up the win. Led every lap since the drop of the green flag, won the pole, and I can't say too many of us are surprised, folks. He's the Winter Heat Series race winner at the Indy Roval. Legendary celebration for him with a Monster Energy drink after that race. It was excellent to watch, and that definitely made waves around Twitter and the NASCAR Heat community. And he's saluted for his road course racing abilities here on the NASCAR Heat Games. Flash 9 is going to take the 2nd place position home, and it was Land Shark in the 3 claiming 3rd. It was a wild race for 4th, 5th, 6th on back, and it was Mucka FRR in the 2 claiming 4th. Even Steven in the 13 claiming 5th. Bad Brad 34 finishing in the 6th position. See if I can find him here. There he is. 7th goes to the 00 of Hunt for Car 11, and 8th goes to AKA Rubbernecker. Rumble Strip, I believe, claims the 9th position. I know I'm missing a car. The full results will be available on the website, and we'll get to take a look at the fastest race laps here from Watkins Glen in just a moment. What did you think of the race, Ayrton?
Definitely a good race. A couple leaders just pulled right away, which I'm not surprised by, but it does come down to what tracks suit you, because every road course is different, so we'll be interesting to see how the drivers do at the next tracks. But definitely good, clean race. Nobody was getting overly aggressive, and a couple guys made some mistakes that they're going to have to bounce back from, so it'll be interesting to see how they get that done.
Couldn't agree more. First race of the tournament is in the history books for round 1, and keep your eyes peeled on the NASCAR Series Racing YouTube channel for the 2nd race for the Group A drivers coming up at Mid-Ohio Sport Course, and that's going to be starting in just a matter of minutes, folks. I believe that the broadcast will begin in about 10-12 minutes time. So keep your eye on the NASCAR Series Racing YouTube channel, hit the like and subscribe button, and join all the action. Keep up to date with the 2021 King of the Road tournament. And I was Tyler McMurder. He was Ayrton Frederick. We'll see you in just a couple of minutes.